Join me as I dive into the chaotic events of World War I and try to piece together what really happened. World War I was a pivotal moment in modern history, a conflict that would go on to shape the world as we know it today. From the rise of new world powers to the downfall of old empires, the war's impact can still be felt a century later. In this video, we'll be exploring the central issues that led to the outbreak of war, the key events that shaped its course, and the lasting effects it had on global politics and society. The road to war was paved by a complex web of political tensions, alliances, and nationalist sentiments. By the early 20th century, Europe was a powder keg waiting to be ignited, with powerful nations like Germany, France, and Britain vying for influence and territory. The delicate balance of power was maintained through a system of alliances, with the Triple Entente consisting of France, Britain, and Russia, and the Triple Alliance comprising Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. However, this system was fragile and prone to collapse, as even the slightest miscalculation could lead to catastrophe. One of the major contributors to the outbreak of war was the rise of nationalist sentiment, particularly in the Balkans. The region was a hotbed of ethnic tensions, with various groups vying for independence and recognition. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary by a group of Serbian nationalists in June 1914 proved to be the spark that set off the powder keg, as Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, followed by the declaration of war by Germany on Russia and France. As the war spread across Europe, old empires began to fray at the seams. The Ottoman Empire, once the dominant power in the Middle East, found itself struggling to maintain its territories, while Russia's vast empire was ravaged by war, famine, and revolution. Meanwhile, the United States, long a bastion of neutrality, eventually entered the fray in 1917, tipping the balance of power irreversibly in favor of the Allies. The war was marked by a series of brutal and devastating battles, including the Battle of the Somme, Verdun, and Passchendaele. The introduction of new technologies like tanks, machine guns, and poison gas made trench warfare a nightmare for soldiers on both sides, as they were mired in a bloody stalemate that seemed to have no end in sight. The war also saw the rise of new technologies that would change the face of warfare forever. The development of air power, with both the Allies and Central Powers deploying aircraft to devastating effect, marked a significant shift in the way wars were fought. The introduction of U-boats by the Germans led to a new era of submarine warfare, while the British response, including the use of convoys and sonar, foreshadowed the development of modern naval warfare. The entry of the United States into the war in 1917 marked a significant turning point, as the influx of fresh troops and resources helped to stem the tide of the German advance. However, the war effort was not without its challenges, as the Allies struggled to coordinate their efforts and overcome the entrenched German defenses. The final push came in the autumn of 1918, as the Allies launched a series of devastating offensives that broke the German lines and forced them to sue for peace. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in June 1919, marked the official end of the war, but its legacy would be felt for generations to come. The treaty imposed harsh penalties on Germany, which many saw as unfair and punitive, while the League of Nations, established to promote international cooperation and prevent future wars, proved to be a toothless tiger in the face of rising fascist and nationalist sentiment in Europe. In conclusion, World War I was a complex and multifaceted conflict that shaped the modern world in ways both profound and lasting. From the rise of new world powers to the downfall of old empires, the war's impact can still be felt today, a century later. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments about World War I. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more videos.